Let's make the lemon meringue pie from the Great British Bake Off technical challenge. Hello everyone, welcome to this week's video. We're going to be making lemon meringue pie, which is the week 5 technical challenge on the Great British Bake Off. I'm really excited about this week's recipe because, one thing, I've made lemon meringue pie before. I don't think I've made the base from scratch. I probably got really lazy and just bought one from the supermarket. I'm quite excited to attempt the recipe. I've got some old lemons. They're not as fresh as I'd hope, but it's actually a good thing I'm not wasting these. I'm not really sure if they're in season or not, but it's just from the market, so the skin's a little bit like ugly, but it's fine anyway. Now, a lot of people will be probably more familiar with the key lime pie from America. Now, we don't have key lime, but I think it's a similar recipe. I think there's a lot of crossovers with it, so you know, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but I think it's quite similar. Now, I think that's the main ingredients that we need to worry about today. The pastry is just a normal tart pie pastry. It's not flaky, it's quite crumbly, and there's a lot of egg yolks involved and butter, which is going to be quite exciting. I've got my pie tray, which is the one that you can, you know, push up. This is actually quite a recent one for me. I normally do it in a glass a dish, like the old-fashioned kind of pie dish. That wasn't really successful the last time I made it, so I thought I would, you know, do a little bit of investment and buy a really nice pie tray to make the lemon meringue pie for this week. Also, just a note, I didn't do last week's Mexican week. I think Mexican week was tacos, and you had to make the taco shells from scratch, and of course the taco filling inside. Didn't get around to doing it, unfortunately, so we're gonna miss it. So the only recipe we're given, or somewhat of a recipe, there was a lack of any instructions, so I'm actually surprised that so many of the contestants did so well without knowing it. Obviously you have to have experience making it before, otherwise you're completely lost. The infamous white paper I have here, of course all the ingredients and no real instructions will be down below, so have a look, check it out. But today we're going to be making a lemon meringue pie. I've got the ingredients at the top, and the one line it says is literally make a lemon meringue pie, so we're going to get a crack on with it. In fact, this video might be really short because it might be just me not knowing what to do. It might be just me flopping right at the get-go. Let me know down in the comments below who's your favourite contestant, and then we'll see if they win or not. I can't wait to see what next week will bring, so let's crack on with this recipe. I forgot to mention earlier, whilst cracking on with the I forgot to mention earlier whilst I was cracking on with the pastry, is that we have 2 hours for this recipe, so here goes to 2 hours. Let's starting now. For this recipe there's 7 eggs. That's a lot of eggs for one recipe, and none of it gets wasted, thank God. So what I'm going to do is start off with splitting the eggs. The first 1 egg needs to be beaten for the pastry. That's what it says in the ingredients. And then I think what I'm going to do is put the plain flour, the salt and the sugar together, dry mix, and then rub the butter in, and then add the egg, and then like mix it together. That's what I did in the first round, if you remember. No, there was a second round with a Garibaldi biscuit. It worked well then. I'm gonna just carry on right now with that idea. Yeah. Let me fill in. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay, we just finished with the dough. I've wrapped up the dough and everything, and I'm gonna put this into the freezer so that it can chill, because I don't think the fridge is gonna be able to chill it quick enough. So the plan now is to crack on with the curd and the meringue. I've already split the eggs, 6 yolks for the lemon curds and 6 egg whites for the meringue. I'm gonna leave the meringue to the side and leave it to the end. I don't think the meringue needs to be cooked. No, my bad. Oh my god, I almost made a massive mistake. Crap. The lemon curd doesn't need to be cooked because that'll be cooked on the stove. The meringue will be cooked in the oven, depending on how long I have. I have an hour and a half now to deal with everything. And of course I need to bake the pastries before the lemon curd can go in. By the way, don't know where my baking stones are, or baking pellets are. Not baking pellets, what's it called? Oh my god, it's gonna come to me in a minute. But you know, they're like the stone balls to pre-bake the pastries. Don't know where they are, which is really frustrating me. So the other alternative I'll be using is rice, which is a really great hack that I learned when I was younger, when my grandparents used to make any pastries and stuff like that. It was rice, because either we didn't have the beads, or two, we were too lazy to get them. So, and plus, like, come on, Asian household, we're gonna have plenty of rice, and it's gonna be much more easier to grab than the baking beads. I can't find mine, so I'm gonna use that. So we're gonna crack on with now the lemon curd. I've got to zest 6 lemons and start heating the juice up. I'm using a similar method to how I made the creme pat last time. So I'm gonna mix the cornflour with the egg yolks together so that they can create like a nice thick custard, and then use the heated lemon sugar and orange juice to temper the egg yolks. And that way I can basically save a bit of time in the long run, instead of like cooking them and scrambling my eggs. And then from there, I don't know if I need to chill it because the pastry would be warm, but I presume I don't want to wet the pastry, so I'll chill the lemon curd and the pastries, and then around about, I don't know how long to do this for. We'll see. We'll roll with it for now, but I'm gonna put this into the fridge so that it can chill. Woo! This lemon curd is, I mean, it's thickened. It looks alright. It's definitely thick. It's definitely lemon curd tasting. It's very orange, and I think it comes down to the actual egg yolk. Actually crazy how orange this is. How can you not love curd? Okay, so I'm going to put this into the fridge, put a cling film over it and touching the surface of the curd, and it can cool down in the fridge. We're going to start with rolling the dough now. And there we are. I'm gonna put some holes in it, put some hole in it, put a sheet of parchment paper with some rice on top of it, and then we're done. Yeah, look at it, my baby, my baby. Ignore the mess behind me. The pastry is currently on its second bake. What I mean by that is that I've removed the parchment paper with the rice so that the bottom of the base can cook on its own. I've roughly given it about 10 to 15 minutes. 10 minutes to cook the majority and then 5 minutes for the top of the base. Meanwhile, I've started with the whisking of the meringue. I didn't have cream of tartar, so instead, and this is a little trick that I again learned from Food Network, and also I forgot to put it into this week's shopping, but you can use a little bit of lemon juice, which is ironically the theme of today's bake. And I also realized how much I need a kitchen mix. Oh my god, like my arm kills and I've barely got it into a good consistency. It's still like water. So there's gonna be another minute of me doing this, standing here cursing because I haven't got a mix to help me with. But meanwhile, whilst everything is kind of in time order, we have about 20 minutes left. So I have either the exact amount of time or not enough. So we'll only find out in a minute. So whilst I'm whisking the egg whites, something that I want to mention as just a tip other than just forgetting the cream tartar is I always put a cloth down below a metal bowl or any bowls I'm using to whisk. I'm not really sure what the science is behind it. I find that it's much easier when you're whisking stuff. Maybe it's because the resistance. I don't really know. I don't own any of the science of it, but I've been doing it for a long time. It may not be working, but I always find that it's like it takes less time to create whipped cream or the meringue or anything. So maybe a little tip for you guys. For pudding week, I'm actually kind of chuffed that it's not a harder recipe. I was kind of worried that it's going to be something much more difficult, like, I don't know, like a steamed pudding. I don't really do very well with steamed puddings. Maybe next time the technical challenge will be steamed pudding. I hope not. I hate anything to do with like steaming. I always make it stodgy. So this is kind of like my turf again. I hope you guys have been enjoying the episode. I wonder what is probably your favourite bake so far. I think my weakest is definitely biscuit week. Excuse me. Rude. Thank you, darling. Okay, as you can tell, unfortunately we are running out of daylight, so I'm having to put on the kitchen light on, but the meringue finally has not come to stiff peak. It's actually still soft peak. I'm still trying to whisk it as much as possible, even as we speak, and the timer has run out. Obviously I feel like had I had a kitchen mixer, I would have been fine, but I'm not even that upset at the fact that I run out of time. This has been one of my favourite recipes so far. The one of the things that topped up it was how amazing this turned out. So the base has cooled down now completely, which is amazing, which means I can start layering it up. Unfortunately, the video is just going to be like a weird mix of times between like light and night, but unfortunately we're hitting through the winter and there's nothing I can do with it, and there's nothing I can do with this meringue right now because I'm so tired. And like, look, it's not dripping as much as it did a minute ago, so probably going to work with that for now and see where we go from there. I am so tired, guys, honestly. Oh, what a long day. Okay, so now that we've finished everything, I got the final piece here. This is what it looks like. It actually looks so cool. I'm actually really chuffed with it. Obviously I've still got to put it in the oven for 15 minutes to cook. As I said already, I already passed the time limit, 2 hours. I do not care. I'm going to complete this. There may be filming clips from tomorrow morning just because I'm not going to be able to do anything with this right now. Obviously I might have a slice. We'll see. But I'm going to cook it now. I'll see you in the morning. So, as promised, I was going to film the next day because of the lighting. Obviously, the lighting is so much nicer now. And I'm really happy to say that the lemon meringue has... Well, I kind of did deflate it a little bit, but it's still perfect. And I'm really chuffed with it. I had to keep it in a box so obviously that it wouldn't get ruined. But here it is. Look at the lemon meringue pie. No idea. Who is that? Lemon meringue pie. I don't know who's knocking. Hey! Weird. I'm actually so chuffed with it, guys. Look how pretty it is. I slightly burnt it at the top, but I'm not too upset by it. There was a couple of things wrong with it, actually. I kind of figured this out a lot later when I started to stack up the lemon curd and the meringue. I had to go on the Great British Bake Off recipe online to see if I had done something wrong, because I was suspicious at the time of making the lemon curd. I forgot to add 150 ml of water. Now that is a very naughty and a naughty trick at that. Let's cut into it and try it. There's a sense of achievement there that I've never felt like in such a long time. The pastry was perfect, nice and buttery, and the meringue stayed. Oh yeah, and look at that layer of orange like lemon curd. I'm so chuffed with this. Let's crack into it. Oh, the meringue is perfect. Even the cross section of the lemon curd and the pastry is perfect. Oh yeah, worth the wait. Oh my god, you guys had to try this. I'm going to leave all the ingredients, including the 150 ml water and the singular instruction you get from the competition. Feel free to try it. It's so challenging, but it's so worthwhile. Literally, the proof is in the pudding. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please like, comment and subscribe. Click on the bell for future notifications. And as always, I'm going to love you and leave you. Enjoy.